worried about today, absolutely you would make this move, maybe becomes the favorites in the NFC, certainly become the favorites in the NFC East by a decent margin, and have the best chance you've had at a Super Bowl in a quarter century, Wilds.
So I like the Carpe Diem aspect if they make the move, but there was a curious tweet that Charles Robinson put out, and Coach, I wanted your opinion on it. And if I was the Cowboys, I would look at this and say, now we're out. So if we put the tweet up, the price for Adams may be more complicated than what was reported by Michael Irvin. The first and third round pick is correct, but last year's trade deadline mess involving Adams and the Cowboys left the Jets feeling burned. That could linger into the price point this time around. So, Coach, my question to you, and this is weird, have you ever experienced a trade scenario where a trade to one team is X and the trade to another team is X plus Y? So your demands are different, even though you want different things back according to the team which your guy is going to.
Yeah, that can definitely be part of the equation, and some of that can be a function of, is it in the AFC or the NFC? Are you going to have to compete against this player? Are you worried about competing against the player that you're moving on from? What type of relationship do you have with the organization? Now, you don't want to get it to the point where you're not trading or you're asking for too much because of some sort of grudge. And I would imagine New York's got to look at this and figure out whether or not they want the player on the team. And he's in his third year. He already wants a new contract. There's been issues, in terms of chemistry and prospects for the future. You got to figure out, do you want him on your team? But in addition to that, you got to figure out whether you want to send the message that guys are willing or are able to shoot their way off the team. And that sets a dangerous precedent too, that in your third year, you can demand a trade and the team is willing to accommodate you. So there's a lot of things at play here.
Nick, I want to ask you about the Cowboys for a second. How much of their potential do you think depends on Dak? Here's a team that has a new coach, new attitude. Every poll out there seems to have them in the top 10, maybe in the top 5. And yet the team is still at this impasse with their quarterback.